Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
WWE CCO Triple H posted a one-word message on his X handle while tagging Stephanie McMahon in the post. The couple attended tonight's once-in-a-lifetime boxing match between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. The game has been quite active on social media for a while now and regularly shares updates with his massive fan base. He currently boasts 8 million followers on his X handle. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were in attendance at tonight's much-anticipated boxing fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. The WWE Chief Content Officer took a picture with Stephanie at the event and shared it with his fans on his X account, along with a caption. Stephanie McMahon talks about Triple H's health scare. Back in 2021, the game suffered a cardiac event, leaving fans worried for his health. Stephanie McMahon recently discussed the same on her What's Your Story? Podcast. Here's what she said. I almost lost Paul, my husband, and what's weird and I haven't talked about it, is I always had a feeling that I was going to lose him early. I just had that feeling. After we got through everything, that feeling went away. It's like a pattern that was supposed to happen changed. H/DSE Scoops. The WWE legend could never compete again in his condition, no matter how much he wanted to step into the ring. At WrestleMania 38 in 2022, he came out to the ring to a huge applause from the fans in attendance. He then left his shoes in the middle of the ring, making it clear that his in-ring career had finally come to an end. Triple H has been working full-time in a backstage capacity ever since. He currently holds the position of WWE's Chief Content Officer and oversees the creative side of the company's weekly programming. In the world of professional wrestling, few names carry as much weight and influence as Paul Triple H Levesque and Stephanie McMahon. Together, they represent the power couple of WWE, one leading the creative direction of the company and the other being a key figure in its business operations for decades. Fans have always admired not only their professional contributions but also their personal relationship, which has often been celebrated both on-screen and off. Recently, Triple H grabbed the attention of the WWE Universe by posting a new photo alongside Stephanie McMahon. While the image itself radiated warmth, what truly caught fans' eyes was the fact that the game chose to caption it with just a single word. That one word spoke volumes, creating buzz across social media platforms and sparking endless conversations among fans. The post that stopped wrestling Twitter. Triple H is not the most frequent poster on social media. Unlike other wrestling personalities who provide constant updates, memes, or live reactions, the WWE Chief Content Officer tends to post sparingly. When he does, it is often to celebrate milestones, honor legends, promote upcoming WWE events, or share deeply personal moments. The photo in question showed him standing closely with Stephanie McMahon, both smiling, looking comfortable, and showing the genuine bond they've shared for over 2 decades. The one-word caption he chose was simple yet powerful, always. That was it. Just one word. Yet within minutes, the post started trending, as fans and wrestling journalists alike rushed to comment, like, and share. Why one word matters. In today's era of oversharing, where people often feel the need to explain or over-explain their emotions on social media, Triple H's choice to use only one word carried an elegance and weight that resonated with fans. Always can mean many things depending on interpretation, always together, always supporting, always strong, always in love, always united. For longtime WWE fans who have followed their journey from an on-screen storyline romance in 1999 to becoming real-life partners, that single word served as a reminder of their enduring connection. To many, it symbolized loyalty, perseverance, and the kind of bond that has withstood both the public eye and the pressures of running the largest wrestling company in the world. Fans react to the emotional message. The reaction from fans was overwhelmingly positive. Social media platforms such as Twitter, X, Instagram, and Facebook were flooded with comments praising the couple. Many longtime fans recalled the McMahon-Helmsley era from WWE's Attitude Era, while others shared clips from their on-screen interactions over the years, drawing parallels between the storyline marriage and the real-life love that blossomed. One fan wrote, Triple H and Stephanie were one of the best storylines in the Attitude Era, and now they're proof that wrestling can create real-life fairy tales. That one word, always, says everything. Another added, you can just tell that they're not only a power couple but also genuinely supportive of each other. Respect. Wrestling journalists and insiders also noted how refreshing it was to see a rare glimpse of Triple H's personal life. With his current role as WWE's CCO, most of his appearances are corporate or tied to wrestling business updates. A heartfelt post like this gave fans a more personal look at the man behind the creative genius. The power couple's journey. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's relationship has been one of the most publicized love stories in the wrestling industry. What began as a scripted romance in late 1999, when Triple H infamously married Stephanie as part of a storyline to feud with Vince McMahon, soon evolved into something real. By the early 2000s, reports surfaced that their chemistry wasn't just for the cameras. In 2003, the two officially tied the knot in real life. Since then, they've become parents to 3 daughters and have successfully navigated life in and out of the squared circle. While Triple H climbed to legendary status as a 14-time world champion, Stephanie became a vital figure in WWE's corporate operations, representing the company globally and often taking part in key business negotiations. When Triple H transitioned from in-ring competition to corporate leadership, Stephanie stood beside him every step of the way. Together, they've represented WWE at international events, business summits, and charity initiatives. Their ability to balance family, business, and professional wrestling has made them one of the most admired couples in the industry. The meaning behind Always. Fans and analysts speculated on what Triple H's one-word message truly signified. Some believed it was simply a romantic note to Stephanie, while others thought it symbolized his appreciation for her unwavering support during difficult times, particularly his health scare in 2021, when he suffered a serious cardiac event. At that time, Stephanie and their family were pillars of strength, and Triple H has often credited them for helping him through recovery. Perhaps Always was a nod to that enduring support. Others interpreted the word as a sign of their continued commitment to WWE. With Vince McMahon stepping down from his long-standing leadership role, Triple H and Stephanie have both carried enormous responsibility in guiding the company forward. Their unity, both personally and professionally, has been vital during this transitional period. Why this post hit harder? Part of the reason the post went viral is that it reminded fans of the human side of two individuals often seen as larger than life. For years, Triple H was the game, the ruthless cerebral assassin who dominated WWE storylines. Stephanie McMahon was often portrayed as the cunning, ruthless billion-dollar princess. Behind the kayfabe, however, they are a family unit that has stuck together through highs and lows. Moments like these allow fans to connect with them on a deeper level, beyond the ring and corporate boardrooms. It's a reminder that no matter how powerful or influential someone may seem, love and loyalty remain at the core of what truly matters. What this means for the WWE Universe. While the post was personal, fans quickly tied it back to WWE. Many speculated if this was also a subtle message about Triple H and Stephanie's continued leadership in WWE despite major changes within the company in recent years. With new business deals, creative shifts, and a changing landscape in wrestling, Always could also symbolize their unwavering dedication to the brand and its fans. Moreover, it reinforced the idea that wrestling is more than just scripted entertainment, it's about the people, their stories, and the connections fans make with them outside the ring. Triple H's latest post featuring Stephanie McMahon with the caption "Always" may have been short, but it resonated deeply with the WWE Universe. Sometimes, it doesn't take long statements or paragraphs to express a feeling. One word was all it took to send waves of emotion across the wrestling community. From being part of a controversial storyline couple in the late 90s to becoming the most influential duo in professional wrestling today, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon have written one of the greatest love stories in WWE history. That one word, "Always," wasn't just a romantic gesture, it was a declaration of unity, loyalty, and love that fans won't soon forget. As the WWE Universe continues to move forward into a new era, one thing is clear: the presence of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, together, always, will remain one of the company's strongest foundations. Austin, DX, for a woman who has spent the majority of her life in the larger-than-life world of professional wrestling, accustomed to storylines of dramatic peril and triumphant returns, the real-life health crisis of her husband, Paul Triple H Levesque, proved to be the most harrowing ordeal of all? In a series of candid interviews and public statements, Stephanie McMahon has opened up about the fear, uncertainty, and ultimate change in perspective that gripped their family following Triple H's near-fatal cardiac event in September 2021. The official news from WWE on September 8, 2021, was stark and alarming. Triple H had undergone a successful procedure following a cardiac event caused by a genetic heart issue. The wrestling world held its breath, but for Stephanie McMahon, The reality was far more immediate and terrifying. "I almost lost him," McMahon stated with a palpable sense of gravity in a later interview. Her words cut through the kayfabe and corporate speak, revealing the raw emotion of a wife who feared for her husband's life. The health scare began innocuously enough. As Triple H himself would later recount, he had been feeling unwell after a trip, initially suspecting a recurrence of COVID-19. However, his condition worsened, and it was Stephanie who noticed the alarming symptom of him coughing up blood, prompting them to seek immediate medical attention. The diagnosis was dire. Triple H was suffering from viral pneumonia which had severely inflamed his lungs and led to heart failure. His ejection fraction, a key measure of the heart's pumping efficiency, was dangerously low. Doctors informed him that he was, in his own words, at the 1-yard line. For Stephanie, this was the materialization of a long-held, unspoken fear. "What's weird is I always had a feeling that I was going to lose him early," she confessed. "I just had that feeling." This premonition, a dark undercurrent in their otherwise public and powerful lives, had suddenly and terrifyingly come to the forefront. The ensuing days were a blur of hospital visits, medical consultations, and the agonizing wait for news. While the public was given a brief and reassuring statement, behind the scenes, the McMahon-Levesque family was navigating a period of intense uncertainty. The man known to millions as The Game, a formidable and seemingly indestructible force in the wrestling ring, was facing a battle for his life. Triple H's procedure involved the implantation of a defibrillator, a device that would monitor and regulate his heartbeat. This life-saving measure, however, also marked the definitive end of his illustrious in-ring career. The physical risks of competing with such a device were simply too great. While the end of his wrestling career was a significant blow, the overwhelming emotion for both Stephanie and Triple H was one of gratitude. "In this really f***ed-up way, my heart issue was a gift," Triple H revealed, a sentiment that Stephanie echoed. The near-death experience forced a profound shift in their priorities and their outlook on life. McMahon, who had been a relentless force in WWE's corporate structure for years, found herself re-evaluating her own relentless pace. The scare served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the paramount importance of family. It was a catalyst for her to take a step back from some of her corporate responsibilities to focus on what mattered most. In public appearances following Triple H's recovery, a noticeable change could be seen in both. Their interactions, always a blend of on-screen theatrics and genuine affection, now carried a deeper resonance. When discussing the ordeal, Stephanie's voice would often be thick with emotion, a testament to the trauma they had endured. The experience also brought a new layer of vulnerability and openness to their public personas. In a particularly moving segment, Triple H spoke about a memento mori coin he carries, a reminder of the ever-present reality of death. This embrace of vulnerability, a stark contrast to the bravado of the wrestling world, offered a powerful message about cherishing every moment. Stephanie McMahon, the billion-dollar princess and a powerful executive, was, in those moments, a wife sharing the story of her husband's brush with death. Her narrative was not just one of fear, but also of resilience, love, and the profound recalibration that comes in the wake of a life-altering event. The health scare may have brought an end to Triple H's career as a wrestler, but for Stephanie McMahon and their family, it brought a renewed appreciation for the life they share, a perspective forged in the crucible of a crisis that reminded them of the true meaning of strength and survival.